Has the idea of creating your own wearable clothes been playing on your mind for a while now? Well, in this video we're going to go through a few tips to remove any barriers and get you started. Let's go. Hello, my name is Juliet Easel of SoSoNatural.com, and if you are interested in making your own clothes, owning your style and showcasing them for everyone to see, then this is the right channel for you. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I have lots of tips to share with you, but I have a special bonus tip that would come up right at the end of this video, so I'd really appreciate it if you could stick around to the end to find out what that very important bonus tip is going to be. The very first thing you want to do in order to get started making your own clothes is to get yourself a very basic sewing kit. You don't need to go and get yourself all the fancy smancy sewing gadgets you see out there on Instagram or Pinterest. No. Go simple and get fancy later, okay? So it's really basic. Go with all the basics. I'll have a link in the box below for a video giving you all the basics that you need to get started with making your own clothes. So please remember, start simple and get fancy later. You do not need to be a college-trained professional to make clothes for yourself. Make friends with a sewing machine. Play around with it. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't bite, okay? If you are unsure about how to set up your sewing machine and it's been sitting there for a very long time, just get it out. I've got another video in the description box down there. Watch that video to show you the step-by-step guide of how to set up a sewing machine. Just play around with it. Get yourself scrap fabric, old beddings, use it to practice straight stitches, zigzag stitches. Just make things up. Make up a bag. Get creative with it and make friends with your sewing machine. It's so important. Do not be afraid of it. And now you've got yourself a basic kit and you've made friends with your sewing machine. What's next? Start with a simple sewing project. Sewing project for actual clothing. I know it's easy to go for something safe, a tote bag or a purse, a makeup purse, but listen, if you go straight in there and make yourself an item of clothing, I promise you it might not be wearable the very first time. That's just the way it is, you know. Same thing happened with me. The very first thing that I learned to sew was a dress. That's how crazy I was. But I did it and it made me fearless, meaning that I could do anything. If I was able to stitch darts up, insert a zipper, like there are so many sewing patterns that are beginner friendly. I would recommend going for something very basic, but clothing, okay? So I really think it makes people fearless. Just dive right into it and then learn from your mistakes. I have a video showing you how to select fabrics to go with any sewing pattern in the description box below, so watch that video to show you how to select fabrics to go with the sewing pattern that you've purchased. But guys, really pay attention to all the instructions, follow them step by step, and you could even make yourself something that you can wear the very first time. So just go for it. Just have a go for it attitude and you'll be there making yourself things to wear. So the next thing to do is to watch videos and read blog posts. Lots and lots of sewists who've been on their sewing journey have documented their journeys through blog posts, videos on YouTube, reviewing sewing patterns. So that sewing pattern that you've purchased fabric for it after watching my video, obviously. You're not too sure, you're not 100%, type in that sewing pattern code or name in Google. You'll find lots of videos or actually written blog posts about that pattern. Most of the time they have a way of comforting people and reassuring them before they actually jump right into a sewing project. So I would recommend doing that, you know. But if you're fearless like I was, just go right into it. Just read the instructions and go with it. You would learn. Trust me, you'll learn from, if you make any mistakes, you'll learn from them. So I really recommend doing that. Allow yourself extra time and enjoy the process. Every single step of your sewing journey is a learning opportunity and it's something to be treasured. What I tend to do when I get to those frustrating moments, there's so many frustrating moments that I've gone through in my old videos on this channel, all I do is I leave them and come back to them. Maybe the following day, 2 days later, next week, whatever it is. come back to it later with fresh eyes, and I would find that actually I was just a bit tired and I was just getting a bit fed up. So I won't really rush things. I would enjoy the process and take my time. The bonus tip is for you to document your progress. It really does make a difference. You might think, oh yeah, I'll remember it. No, in the next 10 years, you would really appreciate the fact that you took that quick minute to take a photo of something that you made, or to take a photo of a mistake you made. Some people take it to the next level and write mini blogs on Instagram. Some people even take it a step further by uploading it on YouTube for other people to learn from their mistakes or from their progress. Or you could write about it if you love to write. Document the experience, and it's really nice to go back and have a look at things you've made in the past. Whether they're good or bad, I wish I took more of those pictures and uploaded them so I could learn from them. And you just don't know what's going to happen in the future of your sewing journey. You don't know if you're going to use your story to empower or inspire someone else. So please remember to document your progress. So you can take notes in your notebook, you can make notes on the pattern pages. Some patterns come with blank spaces for you to make notes and write any tweaks and things that you found tricky. Just make clothes, man. I'm too passionate about this, ignore me. But no, don't ignore me, go for it, just do it. You know, don't waste time on things that you're not going to wear, because if your aim is to create things that you're going to wear this year and moving forward, then don't waste time.